Hello, in this video I'm going to tell you about the biggest mistake that people make when they take therapy, and this is for clients and therapists alike. They always make this classic mistake, and this is why therapy doesn't work. This is why people don't get over the problem. Let's get into it, but I'm going to do it by kind of teasing you as to what the answer is, and let's see if you can work it out before I tell you what it is. So, if you don't know, I work as an online therapist and I help people all over the world to overcome their fear of driving. And one of the funniest things that people say when they contact me is people say, "Can I book some hypnotherapy sessions?" Can you see what the problem is? Some of you will have got it already. Can you see what it is? Right, if not, let me carry on. People say something like, "I want to do some hypnosis." Can you see what the problem is? Now, some of you, most people will be sitting there saying, "I don't get this, what are you on about?" People say, "Can I buy a block of 6 sessions?" See what it is yet? Can you see the problem? Right. Before I tell you what this is, let me do it in terms of something else. So let's get away from therapy and let's talk about plumbing, which is an example I often use. Imagine that you've got a leak somewhere in the house. There's a pipe leaking or something, and you contact a plumber. Would you say, "Hi, can you come round and do some plumbing?" No, you wouldn't say that, would you? You wouldn't say, "Can you come round and do some plumbing today, then do some next week, then again the next week. I want to book a block of 3 sessions of plumbing." Now, most of you will have worked out what the problem is by now, but for those of you that haven't, here it is. What is it that you want from therapy? You want a result. You don't want to book hypnosis. You don't want to experience hypnosis. You don't want to book a block of 6 sessions. You want a result, right? You want your problem fixed, gone, however you want to phrase it. Let me tell you one of the funniest things I see when I watch people doing therapy online in TV shows or real sessions. This is such a classic mistake that therapists make, and it's hilarious. They do a session, then at the end of a session, what do they say? "Okay, so are you okay for the same time next week?" What have they just told the client? By booking them in for another session next week, you've just said, "Okay, so you know that last hour or 2 that we just did? Well, that was a complete waste of time because it didn't work. So you need to come back again next week." And then on the next session, what do they say at the end? "Can you do the same time next week?" They're telling the client that it hasn't worked. What do I do differently? I focus on getting a result. I don't sell hypnosis. I don't sell sessions. If anyone says to me, "I want to do some hypnotherapy," I won't work with you. Why? Because if you want to do some hypnotherapy, go and do some hypnotherapy. You can go and pay some cheap therapist £100 an hour, and yeah, that's cheap for therapy, £100 an hour. Go and experience some hypnosis and therapy. Why won't I take them on? Because I want people that want results. I will take people on that will come to me saying, "I want to get rid of this problem." Great. "I want to fix this." Great. However you phrase it, yes, there are better and worse ways of phrasing it. But I work with results. Okay, so the idea is you come to me, we do a session, and you get a result and you go. And the only problem with what I do, and it doesn't always work in one session, I always stress this, driving anxiety, which I specialise in, has nothing to do with driving. Heights has nothing to do with heights. A fear of public speaking is nothing to do with public speaking, so you need to find what the problem is. But you can often do it in one session, and the only problem with what I do is it's so fast and effective that a lot of people will get rid of the problem in one session, but they just don't realise it. And I had someone email me only the other day. I worked with him 4 months ago, and he said, it's gone. How did we do that? We only did 50 minutes. I've been in therapy for years with psychologists and all kinds of people with degrees and doctors, and you fixed it in 50 minutes. Because those people focused on sessions, the therapy, experiencing hypnosis, doing CBT. Those people studied for years. They can name all the best therapists in the world. They can tell you the shirt sizes of all the world's best therapists. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know much about the history of hypnosis. I don't know all these famous therapists. I've never heard of them. People have come to me and said, oh, I've been to this person. I say, who's that? They say, well, you must know him. It's a famous therapist. Never heard of him. I don't care. I don't know all that stuff. If you want to talk about the history of therapy and the world's greatest therapists, go and do that with someone else. What I do is get a result. Do I know who these people are? No. Do I know everything about this and that and that? No. Can I get you a result? Yeah. So if you want a result, I'm not saying it always works. It doesn't, I'm honest. It doesn't always work. It works if you find the root cause. It doesn't if you don't. But don't make that classic mistake of booking sessions, booking hypnosis, booking plumbing, booking 3 sessions with a plumber. The plumber comes round, fixes it, job done, they're off. And you don't hear from them again. I'm not going to keep emailing you after a session. Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you feel okay? What's that suggesting? That it didn't work. I know it works, so people come to me. Very often, most of my clients will come to me, we'll do a 1-hour session, bye, I'll never hear from them again. Because they're just off enjoying their lives. It's like when you go and see a doctor. You don't go and see a doctor. They give you something, and then you don't go back a week later to say, hey, I've just booked another appointment to let you know it worked. You don't do that. You just see them once, you get the stuff. You go on and enjoy your life. You don't phone them up and tell them it worked. You get on with your life. If it doesn't work, yeah, you go back. They'll say, if this doesn't work, come back. If what we doesn't work, come back. If you don't come back, you've got a result and you're off enjoying your life. And on the rare occasion, I will email people and say, like 6 months later, I'll just check in, how you doing? They'll say, yeah, fine, great. But I don't do that because that suggests that it didn't work. It's like, why is he emailing me? Is there something wrong? Did he miss something? And then they start doubting it. Poor therapists will constantly email you saying, did you work? Did you work? Are you okay? Are you doing it? I know what I do works, so I will get you a result when possible. Then you're off enjoying your life. So don't make that classic mistake of booking sessions, therapy, hypnosis. Get a result. Check out these other videos on the screen now for more help overcoming your fears. And if you'd like to work with me, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.